Good evening YouTubers, welcome back to ShrigleyTube TV. Little midweek video here for those of you that are new to the channel. I normally post on a Sunday at 7, but tonight it's just a little midweeker because we've been celebrating Big Bertha, the Churchill grinder, has just done his first paying job last night, a big 6-cylinder 4.2. For those of you that follow the channel on a Sunday, you'll know that I've had Bernie in doing the rewire on the motor, and he's actually created a new Star Delta box remarkably. Very clever chap. Massive thanks to Bernie. Anyway, this video tonight is just purely to say midweeker, let's do a video all about the history of the Churchill grinder. It's been with me 2 years now and it's never done anything, so it's more about me, this video, than anything, just talking about why I love it so much, etc. So a bit of history on the grinder. It was, I think, about 1960s it was made. It went to Gardner Diesels, where it did lots of, I'd imagine, like bus engines, then big 6-pot bus engines and things like that. And then in 1983, Bob, my old boss, Bob from B&J, he bought it and ran it till about 2021, where he rang me very kindly and said, Andy, it's going for scrap. Would you like to purchase it cheap? And I said, thank you, Bob, for the offer. I would love to purchase it. When I used to work for Bob, which was like 2006 to 2013, I think, something like that, he used to do a lot of head reconditioning, so all the heads needed skimming, and they used to put them in giant piles behind me, and I used to plough through them all. I just loved operating that grinder from the first day I got on it. It was just such a machine. I used to look at it and think, where did they cast all this? It's just massive. It's mega. Anyway. So that's a bit strange probably to some of you, but yeah, it is a fantastic machine. But Bob gave me the opportunity to buy it, so I went down there and he says, how are you going to get it out? I said, I'm going to tie a rope from a tow bar on my Range Rover to the bottom of it, and I'm going to drag it out. So I dragged it out of his unit, which you'll see the video in a minute, and then we had it moved to the new unit, my unit, and I had to knock a wall down and slip it through the wall. Put some roller shutters on, etc. Then Bernie came and wired it up. But then it blew up because there was a fault in the motor or the wiring. I had a few people look at it and they said, look, it's toast that, mate. The wire's gone brittle, this, that, the other. It's resistance, this, it's... Anyway, I said, Bernie, do you think you can do anything? Bernie took one look at it. He says, I'll get that going for you. So it took him a little while because I had to do a lot of work. He's made a complete new Star Delta box for it. But he's done it, and it seems to work an absolute treat. So hats off to you, Bernie. You are an absolute legend. Anyway, I shouldn't waffle too much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll look forward to seeing you all Sunday at 7. Bye for now. This is the new Churchill 20 horsepower grinder being delivered. I worked this bad boy for 7 years at B&J. It's a really good machine. Just hope we don't drop it. That'd be a shame. Jeez, that looks heavy, that. Real heavy. Jeez. Oh, these boys know what they're doing. Look at that. Just going to plonk it outside the workshop because we've got to knock the wall down to get it in. I thought we could worry about that another day, just get it here for the time being. You know, a bit close there, Lee. You can do big 6-cylinder cylinder to this. 20 horsepower, just absolutely rips through anything. So powerful. Much better than trying to skim things on an old miller with a fly cutter. Looks like it's landed safely anyway. So a quick peek at it. Right, really exciting for me this. This is my Churchill grinder, surface grinder. It's about, I think it's about 50, 60 years old. And I bought it from Bob Jones at B&J, my other unit, and basically we that you can see, I chopped the post out and then we lifted the roof because this thing is high. And then we jacked the roof up and slipped him under with a push from a big forklift truck. And now I've had it wired up, got power to it, and it's actually working. So really excited to start using it. As you can see, it's in a completely unloved state. It's absolutely filthy. But just to give you an idea, this machine is great because you can do 6-cylinder heads on it. I can't skim 6-cylinder heads for local garages and stuff because my milling machine hasn't got the traverse on the bed. Whereas this thing, you look, it's a fully supported bed all the way from one end to the other. So basically we get no tip, we get a perfectly flat surface. It's got no less than a 20 horsepower grinding stones. These rotate and then the bed goes backwards and forwards on a hydraulic system, which is all working. I just had it working, but as you can see, it's filthy. So I thought I'd do a little video, just more for my own interest rather than anyone else's. But if you are interested, great. You know, as you can see, it's thick with what I can only describe as years of not being loved. But we're gonna love this thing. I'm gonna get it absolutely split mint, and then we'll do another video of it, and we'll maybe do a demonstration, and I will clear the unit so it's not completely cluttered. But this is my device of choice. Now this is my workshop hoover, and this is an end off my missus's hoover, which I've sneaked out the house this morning and taped onto there. I reckon it's going to work a treat. I'll just fire the hoover up. Brilliant. We'll get it cleaned up, get the hoover on, and we'll have him like new in no time. Look at that. Absolute sacrilege to treat a machine of this calibre. Don't make things like this anymore. Look at that. Belting. Okay, this cleanup operation took apart about 18 months ago when the machine first came to the unit. Now, I hadn't at this stage realised it had a problem with the wiring. It did work, but it kept on tripping out. So eventually I decided to put some bigger breakers in to stop it from tripping out, and that's when we had the firework display that did the main damage to the wiring, I think, and blew the Star Delta up. So all my fault really, but I just thought at the time that it was the trips weren't big enough for the amount of power it was drawing. So this is me going all over it. This must have been not this summer, the summer before, looking at the weather and where the boxes are in the unit and such. So I really enjoyed cleaning it up because I'd obviously seen it build up with all the dust when I was working at Bob's, and it all set when it had got damp because it was obviously grinding dust with metal in it, so it turned like into clumps of rust. Anyway, we got most of it off, and with the use of some diesel petrol mix, I was able to wash the whole machine down, and then I took all the grease nipples off and cleaned them all up and re-oiled them all, and yeah, got it all flowing nicely. So at this stage, we're still about to fire it up for the first time and then use the machine before we realised it had the problem. So you'll get the gist in a minute anyway.
Morning YouTubers, bit of a different video, not about a race engine today, it's about my new grinder, my Churchill grinder. I'm a bit excited because I've just finished cleaning it and I've been on it for days. Basically, where I worked at B&J Engineering for a long time, this was there, and I spoke to Bob. He said he'd had it since 1983 when he moved there. Obviously he's now moved to a new workshop, so he very kindly gave me the opportunity to buy it for scrap value, which very sadly lots of this machinery has gone abroad because it was in auctions for scrap value, etc. Real shame, because we'll never make anything like this again. In fact, I don't think anybody in the world will ever make anything like this. It's got to be 1960s. Originated from Gardner Diesels in Manchester, or Pattycroft I think they were. Basically, absolutely awesome bit of kit. Stood the test of time. I've had 3-phase put in this unit, so we can get it on the payroll now and start skimming blocks and heads. Beauty of this machine is, in my little miller, I think I mentioned it in another video, I can only skim a head, say, this long, because the traverse on the Bridgeport milling machine is so short. But with this, it's specifically designed surface grinder to skim a 6-cylinder block. So if you've got a 6-cylinder block and you want it skimming, just give me a call, we'll sort it out for you. Because the bed is fully supported all the way, so you get a perfectly flat surface. Same for cylinder heads, 6-cylinder, maybe even 8-cylinder cylinder head. I'll get the thing fired up and show you the traverse on it. It's absolutely awesome. So I just basically, all I've done is the garage gave me like 20 litres of diesel petrol mixed fuel that one of their customers had put in the car. So I've just washed it down with that. This oil here is, I've just filled the bearings full of fresh oil, but I must have overfilled them because we've just tested the machine for the first time now, and it's spewed it all out everywhere. But all these grease nipples, I took them all apart. Some of these are new grease nipples because they were just damaged. So I've replaced the grease nipples that weren't working. I've greased everything, and it's like a Rolls Royce. Honestly, this is a nice bit of kit. This is really good. The Indians and the Pakistanis, when they start importing this gear from England, they must have been like, you know, we're rubbing our hands together. Are you alright? This is like the creme de la creme. Anyway, I'll stop going on with myself about how good my new machine is. What we'll do is, we'll just put the pump on, and I'll just give you a little bit of an idea of how it works. Obviously this is a grinding head, and that turns. So we've got a hydraulic pump, we'll put that on first before we put the main motor on. So we've got a feed, that's our feed rate, and then this is on and off. Look at that for traverse. Wow, I mean, it looks smooth as silk. Right, we've finished the traverse demonstration, so now we'll see if we can fire the head up with this button here. Right, she's running and she's smooth as silk. Right, she's running. I'll just go in a bit. So I'll just do a bit, you can see the machine going round. I put some fresh oil in it and it's still spewed out, but all the sliders are greased up. We've got all these greases working, new nipples on, new nipples here, everything's greased up. The machine is looking really good now. I'll just knock this off. See, all the beds are clean, the actual main bed cleaned up really well. And then over here, these are the sliders. This is how it works. So it has a ram, and there's like a gear that runs in that rack there of teeth. Don't actually ask me how it works, so I don't know. I'm making it up like most things on this YouTube channel. But what I was going to say, what was really nice is when I first fired this up, it had a right old shake on it, and I was like, ooh, don't like that. I could feel it through the floor, you know. And what it turned out to be, when I was cleaning the machine down, I looked underneath here, and you see how it's hollow? Well, up in that hollow up there there was great big clumps of like what can I describe as dried grinding dust, and some of it fell off, and then there was loads on the other side. So it was throwing the head out and putting a shake in. But now that I've cleaned it all, it's really smooth. So I'm really excited to get using this machine. It's a wonderful piece of equipment. Right, we'll over and out at that, and then we'll get it fired up with something on to grind. Not actually sure I'm going to get away with this. We'll have a go. Bit of TFR, bring it back like new. Right, it's been a year in the making, thereabouts. I just bolted this, I think it's a pre-cross flow block or something, onto the grinder. So we're just gonna give him a quick flash over and see if we can get a nice finish. And yeah, very exciting. Just lubed up the bearings on the motor. Everything else is set to go, so I'll put the camera on a stand and we'll see how the block turns out. Evening YouTubers, thanks for watching this week's episode of ShrigleyTube. I thought I'd do a little talk just to say the reason why the machine stopped at the partially across the top of the block was because I had a wiring issue with the way the three-phase wires passed through the top of the motor housing. Some sort of short happened and it tripped out half the estate. But anyway, I've took it apart partially. It needs more work. I've got to find a way of supporting the motor while I lift basically the top half of the motor off. Anyway, I've done some more videos of that, and when it's all completed, I'll put them on for you to see how we went about fixing it. Like, I'm 90% sure it's just a wiring issue. It has something called a star delta box, which I'm hoping it hasn't took that out, because it was like a firework display when it finally went kaboom. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to tuning in to you guys next week. Back to episode 5 of ShrigleyTube with very start. This is Big Bertha, my Churchill grinder, and my mate Bernie, who's behind me, but he's not a YouTube fan. He very kindly came along and wired him all in for me after we knocked the roof down. We had to raise the roof to get him in because he's quite high. It was a big job. Anyway, the point of this chat is we fired him up, and unfortunately something went wrong with the wiring that made it keep tripping out, and we thought the motor had gone. But Bernie, my mate, very experienced electrician, said, I reckon the motor hasn't failed, and it's just the wires have gone, the insulation has gone brittle, and that's where the main wire feed for the motor goes in. It's a big motor, as you can see. It's like whatever that is, 20 HR. Anyway, we thought it was 20 horsepower, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, so I got halfway through grinding my first crossflow block, and it failed. So it took over a year, because it's episode 5 and it's now episode 68. So over a year for us to get back to it, because I've been so busy with the job. So what we're doing today is we're taking the top of the motor off, and then Bernie's going to work his magic inside and rewire it all. But I thought I'd make a video because I thought the engineering in this is stunning, right? Basically, these chains hold the weight of the motor, and then you adjust the height of the motor to adjust the cut. So we've got this very fine instrumentation down here for putting the cut on. But what we've had to do is that bar inside the back of there is a giant weight on the chains. But we couldn't, when we supported the weight of the weight at the back, which you can see through that hole, it didn't actually release the chains because it's double acting. So it doesn't only just pull it up, it pulls it down at the same time. So we've had to support it with the trolley jack, a little jack underneath here. Quite clever, and it's hard to explain, but I'll show you a bit more hopefully later. But basically it has chains pulling it up and pulling it down, so it's always taut and reacts instantly. It's not just relying on the gravity to keep the cut on, it's actually pulled down and pulled up. So brilliant bit of kit. So we'll get the top of the motor off next. Now this is the saddle that like attaches it through 2 pivot bolts. We've undone them now. We'll get that out of the way. We'll get this big part off and we'll see what we see. So it burns. This looks very, very preloaded. Look at that. Look at the engineering in that. Never going to make one like that again, are they? Proper job. And Bernie's just spotted one of the wires. Is it broken, Bernie?
It's broken.
It's broken. That one there, look at that. So that could have been the reason why we had so many problems when we were trying to fire it up. Okay, bit of an update. We're making progress here. At the top of here, this has got a keyway in it. This little keyway. And I presume that's to stop the nut from coming undone. And then it has, look at the engineering here. The taper bearing has a preload. So these springs, that slides onto the top of the shaft here. And this fine thread, it has these 2 lovely lock nuts wound up against it. This was set at like maybe an 1/8 of an inch gap, so it was nearly coil bound. And that provides a preload for the 2 taper bearings so that the motor, you know, stays in the right place. Look at how beautiful that is. We will never ever make anything like this ever again. No, in fact, I think I'd go as far to say no one will ever make anything like this ever again. Such a shame. I can't believe it's not worth £1 million. It's just like worth scrap, which is just a sign of the world we live in, I suppose. But anyway, we are in the business end now. Got the top of the motor off. Look at that for a bit of engineering. Even has a cooling blade as well. Look at that. Now Bernie spotted straight away that one of the wires has broken completely, and these all feel very brittle and weak. Because what happens is, as the motor goes up and down, the wires obviously bend every time. So this, I reckon this is like 1950s or something, or 60s. So it's done its fair share of graft. Anyway, Bernie's marked the wires up, and he's going to use his very clever brain now to rewire it all. Isn't that right, Burns?
That's right.
Oh, look who's walked in.
What are you doing today?
Today we are playing. Hey, up here's Double Trouble.
Hello.
Oh, is that for my mate?
Yeah.
There you go, Burns.
It's parked on Station Road.
Cheers, sir.
Yeah, today we're fixing electric motors on Big Bertha. It's going to run this. Bernie reckons it's okay, he can fix it. Is that good news or what?
If anyone can fix it, Bernie can
If
fix
anybody
it.
can fix it.
Bernie can fix anything. Anything Bernie can't fix is YouTube because he's allergic to it. I reckon he's like, I reckon he's wanted by the police. Right, let's leave Bernie to it. I'll go and put this engine on dyno. Right, this is the casting off the top of the Churchill. So this is where the bearing sits, and that's the oil seal. It's still quite subtly oil seal. I was going to change that seal, but when I took it apart, as you'll see in the video before, it was still full of oil and it hadn't moved for months. So there was actually nothing wrong with the seal. So I thought, rather than disturb it and change it for something made in China, I'll just leave the original one in there because it's coping fine. So this is a wiring hole where the wiring comes in. And what my mate Bernie's done is he's made a box now for the wires to come into, and then they'll all be secure to there. You have a little junction controller, and then the wires will go out to the star, what's it called, Delta Star box, or Star Delta I think it's called. But what I wanted to show you was, look at this bearing. It's got to be 50 years old, maybe 60 years old. It's absolutely, it's beautiful. So that's good to see that the machine's in good condition, because I wouldn't have said it'd been looked after by any stretch. So I'll tap that back in there now, and then we'll take this back into into Bernie, and he can build it all back up again. And these were fully clogged up with muck. I was like, what are they? I don't understand it. You know what they are? They're ports. Remember that fan we saw before on top of the motor? Them ports draw air in, and then they blow it out the bottom. So it's like a free flow system. I think really we should be putting some gauzes or filters or something on there, because, you know, a lot of grinding dust in the air. I don't want it getting dragged through the motor. Anyway, we'll concentrate on getting it working first. Hopefully we'll get it to run today. Bernie has worked really hard, and he's put this new box on with some new wires that are going to join to there, these cables. And what he's done is he's put a junction box on top of here. We've got the motor all back together now. So we've got a nice little junction box with the wires coming out. So hopefully all the movement will just take place outside the box now, where it goes into the motor. So Bernie, thank you very much for your efforts. I will look forward to seeing you Monday, hopefully.
and we'll get a tune out of it, hopefully. A whizzy tune. Thank you very much. I bet that cat eats well. All the rats around here. It's Monday morning, and Bernie has been working his magic. So you can see what he wanted to achieve now. He's now got these cables fixed to here, so that before they went in the top of the motor, and it was that the big motor going up and down that made the cables wear, you know, obviously up and down hundreds of times over the years. So got the cables there now going over. And Bernie, I'm not gonna video you, don't worry. Bernie just told me that he's fired up the Star Delta box, which is this here. And what did it do, Bernie? Did it click in? It clicked in. So I was really concerned that whatever that magic inside there is, that basically got a bit of an hard time when we had the firework display coming out the top of the motor. But if that's okay, and that's okay, hopefully it'll work. What do you reckon, Burns? Yeah, he's giving me the thumbs up. Right, brilliant. Fingers crossed. What? Just not wanting to put you under pressure here, Bernie, but what does that box actually do? Because it's got three-phase power going into it. Is it because the motor's so big it can't?
Yeah, it's called a Star Delta, so it starts on full load and then switches over to Star, and it takes less current.
Right.
Otherwise, you need battery power station here to run it.
Battery power station. Yeah. Right, so it's just a way of getting the motor to go around without it
started. Yeah,
just a starting thing, right?
Once it started, it's all right.
Brill. Well, I think when it went wrong last time, we fused the whole of Moss Road.
Yeah.
Right. It's the moment of truth. Bernie has finished the wiring job. Absolutely superb, that, Bernie. It looks proper neat. I'm really impressed with that. We've got to put a lid on it, have we?
Yeah, but try it first.
We're going to try it first. Now, Bernie says it's ready to run. I'm really nervous about pressing the button. The last time I pressed the button, it was, yeah, it was quite scary. So have I got to press the button? Yeah.
Yep.
Can you press it? Should I use this like insulated screwdriver?
Just press it.
Just press it. Which one is it? That one?
Not one, I think.
Oh.
That's the bed.
That's the what?
That's the bed. That's the hydraulic pump.
No. That's the hydraulic pump on top there.
Oh yeah.
So what's this one then? Oh no. It just made a burgling noise, Bernie.
Yeah.
Didn't like it, did it? Okay. Cut. Okay, YouTubers, it's time to start another engine. Now, this engine... Okay. We all thought Big Bertha was dead last week when he fired it and it just sort of hummed and did nothing. But Bernie's a perseverance, old school, so he's come back today and he's built this flux capacitor in his bedroom at home at night. So... What is it? Is it 1.21 gigawatts goes into it?
That's right, yeah. Takes you back to 1984.
Oh, mate, if I could go back to 1984, I'd just go and buy every XR3i in sight and RS Turbo and every three-door Cosy. So Bernie's done this. What he said last week was, which I didn't get a chance to put an audio on, I just did the first two videos. We think that something has gone wrong inside that, but Bernie, being clever, has made this that is to replace that. So Bernie, give us a demonstration, mate. What button do we press first? Are you not going to blow yourself up on camera?
Press start.
Go on. Wow.
So timer's come on.
Right. So that's it.
So it's gone on to full, yeah.
Full circuit.
Full circuit now, yeah.
You're happy?
Reasonably happy.
Are we going to get a tune out of it, Bernie?
We're going to get a tune out of it. We're going to connect it up now.
Oh, mate. Right, I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. Do you want a coffee?
Why not? Please,
Why not? Let's get the coffee down, yeah. Right, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, YouTubers, it's a really good day here. Thursday. The machine has just run for like 30 seconds. Absolutely sweet as a nut. Bernie's magic flux capacitor worked. And... yeah, wow. It's absolutely stunning. That. Well done, Bernie. Thank you very, very much. You don't know how happy I am that it did what it did. You know what? I'm not just saying this. I had confidence in you. I never thought for 1 minute that you wouldn't fix it. I knew you'd fix it. So we've just got to trim the timer. We can't demonstrate it because the timer, Bernie's not happy about something in it that needs to be changed. So I'll let you take it away, Bernie, have a sleep on it, and we'll revisit this next week. But I reckon we'll be grinding heads next week.
Yep, we'll be grinding those next week.
Excellent. Right. As you saw this morning, Bernie has arrived at the workshop. He's not shy of the camera anymore now, although he's not managed to watch a YouTube video. But we're going to get there with him. Now, he's got the flux capacitor. He's been over and rebuilt it. So, Bernie, what's new? What's happened inside now?
What's new?
Yeah, you fitted a new timer. You've sorted, what was you telling about, some back feed or something?
Getting some feedback, yes. So I've just switched the phases round, so we're working on 2 phases for the coil now rather than the same phase for the coil and for the timer.
Right.
So you can't get any feedback via that.
Excellent. And what's this here? This is what you've done on your computer at night?
So I sat at home doing it last night.
Wow. Mate, I owe you. Listen, you're an international hero, mate. There's people all over my YouTube channel raving about how clever you are. Yeah, they're saying that you're worth your weight in gold. It's all right, isn't it?
That's all right, yeah.
Right, are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Right, watch yourself. Oh. Oh, my Lord. Oh. What? Oh, it's supposed. I thought it tripped out.
But it starts in star. It runs on delta.
Wow. Is that it then? She's running.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds better than it ever sounded. Does that? I don't know why it sounds better. It used to make like a different type of noise to that. Bernie, you're an absolute legend. I cannot thank you enough. And you've wired it all back in down here. So when you've finished, this is going to be on the wall, and one's going to be a hydraulic pump, and that one's going to be the motor.
Going to be the motor, yes. Put the enclosure up there now.
Right.
And get all this into an enclosure. Get it all earthed up and everything's safe.
Everything's safe. I like that. Brilliant, mate. You've absolutely made me hear there. I'm going to take this to my new unit with me because I just love it. Wait till I show you the. I've got the switch gear in the degreaser tank. It's like it's made. Just the quality of it. When you see it, you're going to be like.
Compared to that bit of tin there.
Yeah, no, a bit of plastic. Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's like. When they designed it and made it, they must have thought, how can we make this to last forever? Not how can we make it as cheap as possible. Right, thank you, Bernie. Here, we've got Bernie, busy at work. He's a crafter, Bernie. Oh, hang on. He's sat down on the job.
I am.
You all right there, Burns?
I'm all right, thank you, yeah.
How's the white? Oh, mate, look at the box. Wow.
What a fantastic job he's done. What would you do without people like Bernie?
Mate, you know what? I'd be knackered.
Should charge him double, really.
Oh, you should really, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking was, where's the timer that I can choose the year I want to go back to? That there.
On there, yeah.
Can you do 1984 first? That's the year I fancy going back to. B-Reg. Yeah?
B-Reg, yeah.
B-Reg. Perfect. Go and buy some Sierras. Yeah, wicked. Right,
I
well.
was still at school then.
What do you reckon, Bernie? Is he going to run today?
No.
Another day.
Cables too short.
Cables too short. Flipping heck.
We've had to lift it up because of that grease nipple.
Oh, yeah. Right, no, I understand. Right, we'll get some more cable then. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, it's Saturday afternoon and we've got Bernie, busy at work. He's a crafter, Bernie. Oh, hang on. He's sat down on the job.
I am.
You all right there, Burns?
I'm all right, thank you, yeah.
How's the white? Oh, mate, look at the box. Wow.
What a fantastic job he's done. What would you do without people like Bernie?
Mate, you know what? I'd be knackered.
Should charge him double, really.
Oh, you should really, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking was, where's the timer that I can choose the year I want to go back to? That there.
On there, yeah.
Can you do 1984 first? That's the year I fancy going back to. B-Reg. Yeah?
B-Reg, yeah.
B-Reg. Perfect. Go and buy some Sierras. Yeah, wicked. Right,
I
well.
was still at school then.
What do you reckon, Bernie? Is he going to run today?
No.
Another day.
Cables too short.
Cables too short. Flipping heck.
We've had to lift it up because of that grease nipple.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand. Right, we'll get some more cable then. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. However, it's not all doom and gloom because guess who's here? Bernie. How are we doing, Burns?
I'm very well, thank you.
You had a nice weekend?
Yeah, very good.
Enjoy your illness last week, was it all right?
All of it now.
Did the missus look after you?
It was the other way around. She was worse than me.
She was worse than you?
Yeah,
She's
always is.
putting it on, mate.
She had man flu, I had lady flu.
Brilliant. Well, Bernie, you've brought the flux capacitor back with you, and today is going to be the day that it all finished and running, isn't it?
It is, yeah. New box there.
We've got a new box. There's the new box.
Everything's going to go in that.
In there, we're going to mount the box on the side here. I'll do a bit of drilling and tapping, and then all the electronics will go in there nice and safe in case the moisture can get to them. And then Bernie tells me that both the wheel and the pump are going to be on the same switch. And I've got a big, my mate's dropped a big 6-cylinder cylinder head about this tall off a Jag, so we can test the machine out. So yeah, there's a lot of water. Is that just condensation?
Condensation from everywhere is wet.
Oh god, yeah, the place is dripping, isn't it? Can't wait to get to the new unit. Hopefully that'll be nice and dry because this one's yeah, we won't look at the mess in here. Yeah, right, wonderful. Well, I'll come in for an update later when hopefully it'll be running. Okay, YouTubers, yesterday David, we did his engine and got it in the out train. He said, you know, how can I help you? And I said, well, if you really want to help me, can you help me tidy up inside the unit? This is the second unit. So this is tidied by my terms. We've actually got a floor. And the Husky is out of the rain because I was getting a bit concerned about the amount of weather he was seeing. Now, the reason for this video really is to say Bernie has fixed the machine. It's fully operational. He's absolutely done me proud. So 2 years after we fitted it in here initially, it's now up and running perfectly. That's the new Star Delta box. Is it Star Delta? Yeah, Star Delta box that he's fitted. He's made all that himself because he's dead clever. He's even rewired the pump for the hydraulic pump, and he's put it all on the original switches. So this now is the pump for the Traverse. So we put it in gear. I'll just zoom out a second. So that's that. And also, you ready? It trips out in a second. That's it going from one to the other. Look at that. Absolutely belting. So, 2 years in of paying rent on this unit for no reason other than all the rubbish I'd stored in here, we can actually start making some money with it. So Bernie, I can't thank you enough.
My job's done.
Eh?
My job's done.
Mate, you can have your Christmas dinner now, knowing you've brought this beautiful old machine back from the scrap bin, because no one else had even touched it. All they talked about was rewiring the motor and £3,000, which obviously brought me out in a big rash, you know. So, Bernie, you've done me so proud. You know I'll look after you, and we'll make sure you've got a nice engine for your red van that you've been welding up, haven't you? Your little Hillman Imp van.
It's almost done.
We'll get a video on that. It'll be out in next year. So we'll have a nice new 930 and that. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. I've got some work to finish off, and then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to finish this crossflow block, and then I'm going to put the Jag head on, and we'll do a video all about how to skim a Jag head. Okay, we've just finished our very first skim with the machine. Completed. Look at the finish. It's an absolute beaut to use. This big dial here is literally thou sensitive. I put a thou on and I could see sparks, and then took a thou off and the sparks went. So it is, you know, considering, look at the size of that motor. That's hanging on chains. So it's not actually hanging on chains. It's on some sort of push-pull system, which I don't understand how it works, but it's mega. And yeah, just really enjoyed using it. So I'm going to get the Jaguar head on next, and we'll go through that together.
I think the grinder's quite good, and I think 10 out of 10 to Bernie, I think, is an extremely clever trick. And I'm being honest. I do actually.
Bergerac, are you as excited as me about what I just did?
I am.
Mate, yeah, we've got the Hillman in here now. Just made a bit of space, my mate David up beside you, but just finished skimming the Jaguar. Are you happy with that? Do you want me to can I explain to you in 2 minutes why this machine is so milling? Right, the milling machine has like a pedestal in the middle that supports it. So as the weight overhangs at the end, you get this sort of bending motion where the weight makes it tip. When you're on a worn one, you know, it goes from worn. So you end up with the head tailing off at the edge, especially on a 6-pot head, you know, right at the end of the traverse. But because this is fully supported, the bed is supported from one end to the other, it's just dead flat. I'm absolutely. It's from my mate Nick, and apparently to the Mark II jacket should have a 3.4, but it's got a filter too. So yeah, mate, where's the new car? You need to hurry up, mate. Yeah. I'm gonna. The other one was all the money. I was gonna say I was really wanting to make a video about the Churchill Surface toolkit. And it's remarkable how you turn such good work out. Yeah, brilliant. Well, anyway, this mate is skill. I'm gonna go home and have a dream about my Churchill grinder. He's got a voice, has he? Right.